Ladies and gentlemen, all right, let's talk. You ever meet a woman and something about her just stops time? She ain't flashy, she ain't loud, but she's got this presence, like peace walked in the room when she did. That's not just a good heart. That's not just good upbringing. No. That's divine. That's blessed. You hear me? See, when a woman is touched by God's love, you know it, you feel it, and she doesn't even have to say a word. She walks by faith, not by sight. Storms don't scare her. Setbacks don't shake her, because she knows her God doesn't sleep. Her peace, it's built on a rock that doesn't move. And when life throws dirt, she plants seeds. She's got this grace. I'm talking about real grace. The kind that shows up when things fall apart. While others panic, she prays. While others complain, she creates. That ain't weakness. That's divine strength, laced with mercy. Now watch how she treats people. She don't pick and choose who deserves kindness. She is kindness, because she knows love is a command, not a convenience. She's not doing it to be liked. She's doing it because she's been loved first by something greater than this world. And don't let her quiet fool you. She's wise. I mean wise. Like the kind of wisdom you don't get from books, but from kneeling. The kind that turns chaos into clarity. People come to her not just for advice, but for light. You ever seen someone smile and know it came from their soul? That's her. That joy, it ain't fake. It ain't bought. It's born from knowing who she is and whose she is. Her spirit's been lifted by the love of a God who never let her go. She's not chasing popularity. She's walking in purpose. She doesn't waste time proving her worth because she knows she's already chosen, already covered, already sent. Her steps are ordered, her heart is guarded, and her mission, it's eternal. And oh, the humility. She could shine, she could brag, she could boast, but she doesn't need to. Her power's quiet, her influence loud. You ever seen a woman so anchored, even the wind respects her? That's what I'm talking about. And let me tell you something else. You can't explain her favor. You look at her life and think, how? But she'll tell you, it's not me, it's him. Doors open, battles end, miracles move, because she walks with heaven's backing. That, my friend, is what it means to be blessed by God's love. So if you know a woman like that, thank God for her. And if you are that woman, keep going, keep shining. The world needs what God put inside you. Don't shrink, don't doubt, and don't apologize for the glow. Because when a woman is wrapped in God's love, she becomes unstoppable. Amen. He doesn't need to see the whole path to take the first step. That's what sets her apart. While others wait for signs, for guarantees, for the perfect moment, she moves because she trusts the one guiding her. Her faith isn't based on feelings, it's built on conviction. Life has thrown her curveballs, heartbreak, disappointments, and silence. But even in the silence, she knows God is speaking. Even in the darkness, she believes he's still there. That kind of faith doesn't come overnight. It's been forged in fire, tested in waiting rooms, and strengthened in valleys. She's cried prayers no one heard, kept walking when no one clapped, and stayed obedient when the easy thing was to quit. When fear whispers, she answers with scripture. When doubt creeps in, she leans in deeper. She doesn't need external validation because she's anchored in an eternal truth. That truth tells her she's not alone, not forgotten, not forsaken. Her faith gives her vision beyond the now. She can see purpose in pain, growth in pressure, and blessings even in the breaking. People wonder how she's still standing, how she keeps believing, how she can be so calm when the storm is raging. But she knows her anchor holds. Her heart is steady, not because life is easy, but because she knows who holds the outcome. This isn't blind belief. This is trust, built through intimacy. She's walked with God long enough to recognize his voice, even when the world is loud. She doesn't flinch at closed doors because she knows rejection is protection. She prays like it's already done and walks like she's already free. She doesn't need to understand everything to trust him with anything. That's unshakable faith, and it's what carries her, crowns her, and covers her every single day. When life presses in, when the weight gets heavy and the answers don't come, that's when her true strength is revealed. Not in loud declarations or fierce resistance, but in the quiet, steady way she endures. She doesn't lash out, she doesn't crumble. She moves through pain with a kind of poise that doesn't make sense to the world. That's grace. Not a weakness, not a mask, but a power that chooses peace over panic, humility over ego, stillness over chaos. She knows adversity is not a punishment, it's a classroom. And instead of asking, why me, she asks, what is this teaching me? Her grace isn't the absence of emotion. She feels deeply. She's known heartbreak, betrayal, confusion, but she doesn't let those things define her response. She walks through the fire without letting the flames touch her spirit. She forgives when she has every reason not to. She gives when she has little left. She speaks gently when anger would be justified. That's not natural, it's supernatural. That's what happens when a soul is anchored in something bigger than the moment. She's the kind of woman who can cry and still serve, hurt and still show up, be stretched thin and still extend love. People see her calm and think she hasn't suffered, but they don't know the nights she prayed through tears, the battles she fought in silence, the strength it took to smile when her heart was breaking. She wears grace like armor. It protects her, but it also empowers those around her. She doesn't need to announce her strength. Her presence speaks volumes. There's a softness in her that's not fragile, it's fierce. And when adversity comes knocking, she doesn't run. She opens the door, stands tall, and lets her grace do the talking. She loves without needing a reason. Not just when it's easy, not just when it's returned, but when it's messy, inconvenient, and one-sided. Her compassion overflows. Not because life has always been kind to her, but because she's allowed her pain to soften her instead of harden her. She sees people, truly sees them, their needs, their struggles, the weight they carry, and instead of turning away, she leans in. She doesn't ask what they've done to deserve her kindness. She simply gives it, because that's who she is. That's who God made her to be. Her compassion isn't performative. It's not for show. It's not posted online or filtered through applause. It's in the little things, the way she listens when someone needs to be heard, the way she makes space for the hurting, the way she gives when no one's watching. She can be tired, stretched thin, battling her own battles, but still find the strength to pour out love. That's not weakness. That's divine endurance. That's the spirit of someone whose heart beats in rhythm with heaven. She forgives quicker than most, not because she's naive, but because she knows bitterness is a prison. She's not interested in revenge. She's interested in healing. She'll stand in the gap for someone who burned her. She'll pray for someone who never said thank you. She doesn't do it for credit. She does it because she understands everyone is fighting something, and compassion can be a lifeline in a drowning world. She doesn't keep score, doesn't expect perfection. She gives grace like water, freely, generously, and without hesitation. Because to her, love isn't just a feeling, it's a responsibility. And she lives like someone who believes the most powerful thing you can do in this life is love people the way God loves you. She doesn't speak just to be heard. When she opens her mouth, something shifts. Her words carry weight, not because she knows everything, but because she listens first. She watches, she discerns. And when she speaks, there's a stillness that follows, like the room leans in. She doesn't rush to give advice, but when she does, it's not surface level, it's soul level. There's something timeless in the way she thinks, like her mind isn't just shaped by experience, but by revelation. Her wisdom didn't come easy. It was earned in quiet places, in seasons of surrender, in moments when all she had left was trust. People assume wisdom comes with age, but hers came through depth, through choosing silence over reaction, patience over pressure, and prayer over panic. She has the kind of insight that helps others breathe easier. She sees angles most people miss. She knows when to speak and when to just sit with someone in their pain. And she doesn't try to fix everything. She knows that sometimes presence is more powerful than answers. Her wisdom isn't about knowing more, it's about understanding what matters. She values peace over pride. She's learned that not every battle needs to be fought, not every opinion needs to be voiced. She can walk away without explaining herself, not because she's weak, but because she's already settled within. That's power, that's discernment, That's a woman who's been taught by something higher than this world. She sees patterns in people, not just problems. She notices the roots, not just the symptoms. And her counsel? It comes from a place of love, not ego. She doesn't try to impress, she tries to uplift. Her wisdom guides her decisions, protects her peace, and becomes a light for others trying to find their way. Her joy doesn't come from perfect circumstances, it comes from a heart that has chosen gratitude again and again. It's not loud or forced. It's not the kind of joy that needs to be shouted to be real. It's the quiet kind that shows up in her smile, in the way she greets the day, in the way she finds beauty in ordinary moments. She laughs, not because life is always easy, but because she's made peace with what she can't control. Her joy is rooted in something deeper than fleeting happiness. It's rooted in faith, in knowing that no matter what happens, she is held, she is loved, and she is not alone. You can feel it when she walks in the room. The atmosphere shifts. People breathe a little easier around her because her joy makes space for others to feel safe, seen, and valued. She doesn't fake positivity, she cultivates it. Even in seasons of struggle, she carries this light that refuses to dim. It's not denial, it's defiance. A choice to say, "This won't break me." She's the kind of woman who dances in the kitchen while waiting on prayers to be answered, who finds reasons to smile even when her heart feels heavy. Her joy radiates because it's not dependent on validation or applause. It comes from within, from knowing who she is and whose she is. She doesn't need things to go her way to stay hopeful. She doesn't let bad news steal her spirit. She's tasted the goodness of God in the middle of chaos, and now she shines from the inside out. Her joy is contagious. It lifts people, softens hard hearts, and brings light into dark places. And the beautiful thing is, she doesn't even try to be radiant. She just is. She wakes up with intention. Her steps aren't random. Her choices aren't made on a whim. She moves with clarity, guided by something bigger than ambition. Her life isn't just about success. It's about significance. She knows she was created for more than just existing, more than just going through the motions. She understands that every moment, every challenge, every relationship is part of a divine assignment. She's not here to impress, she's here to impact. And she doesn't need a spotlight to do it. She knows that the most powerful work is often done in the unseen. There's a fire in her that won't let her settle. Comfort doesn't hold her, calling does. She says yes to the hard things, the quiet things, the necessary things. She shows up when it's inconvenient, serves when no one applauds, and keeps building even when progress feels slow. That's because her purpose isn't tied to how she feels, it's tied to who she is. She doesn't wait to be qualified. She understands that obedience is the first step toward destiny. She trusts the process, even when it doesn't make sense. She knows that alignment with God's will brings a peace no plan could ever match. She's not chasing trends, she's chasing truth. She's not comparing her lane to anyone else's, because she knows comparison kills purpose. Instead, she stays focused, stays faithful, and lets her life speak louder than her words. Every act of kindness, every moment of discipline, every decision to rise again, it's all part of her mission. She lives on purpose, with purpose, for a purpose. And that's why she walks differently, talks differently, loves differently, because she knows exactly why she's here. And when a woman moves like that, when she knows heaven has its hand on her, there's nothing more powerful. She doesn't need to prove anything, and that's where her power lies. She's not loud about her accomplishments, doesn't seek validation from crowds, doesn't posture for attention. Her strength is quiet, grounded, and unwavering. She walks with her head held high, not because of pride, but because she knows who she is. And more importantly, she knows who her strength comes from. Her humility isn't weakness, it's wisdom. She's learned that real power doesn't need to shout. It listens, it serves, it leads by example. She doesn't think less of herself, she simply thinks of herself less. She lifts others without feeling diminished. She celebrates without needing to be at the center. She can take correction without becoming defensive and give credit without hesitation. That's rare, that's divine. She knows that humility opens doors that pride can't even knock on. And when you combine that humility with her unshakable strength, you get a woman who can stand in the storm, hold others up, and still keep her heart soft. She's not afraid to admit when she's wrong, not afraid to ask for help, not afraid to be vulnerable, because she understands that pretending to be perfect only keeps you stuck. Real growth happens when you're honest, and honesty takes strength. Her confidence isn't in herself alone. It's in the God who never fails. That's why she doesn't waver when the world tries to shake her. She bends, but she doesn't break. She's the kind of woman who can walk into a room full of egos and stay grounded in grace. She doesn't need the crown to know she's royalty. Doesn't need the spotlight to know she's seen. She's secure in silence, steady in chaos, and kind even when it's undeserved. Because true humility doesn't make you small. It's less. Things just seem to work out for her in ways that don't always make sense. Doors open without her knocking. Opportunities find her before she even knows to ask. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's favor. Unexplainable, undeniable, divine favor. She walks through life with something on her that can't be earned and can't be explained. People wonder how she keeps rising, how she keeps winning, how she keeps glowing in places that should have broken her. And the truth is, she's covered, chosen, marked. She may not always have the most qualifications, but still, she gets the seat at the table. She may not be the loudest in the room, but her presence speaks volumes. What others have to grind for, sometimes she receives with ease, not because she didn't work, but because grace took her further than hustle ever could. There's something about her that commands attention without asking for it. It's the evidence of a God who's been whispering her name in rooms she hasn't stepped into yet. And it's not that her life is perfect. She's faced storms, she's walked through fire, but somehow she always comes out better, stronger, more radiant. That's favor. It doesn't shield her from trouble, but it brings her through it with victory written all over her. People might call it unfair, but she calls it alignment, because she stays rooted, stays faithful, stays obedient, and favor follows faith. She's not boastful about it, she's grateful. She knows it's not her doing. That's why she moves with such grace and confidence, not in herself, but in the God who keeps showing up for her, the one who makes a way when there is no way, the one who turns not qualified into highly favored, the one who's always working behind the scenes, putting his favor all over her future.